All right. Welcome to the podcast. I have a question to start us off. If you were any app that was made between like 2010 to 2015, like an old iPhone game, like Doodle Jump or like Cut this Rope or whatever.
Yeah.
Which one would you be? I said I would be Cookie Clicker because I like to push buttons.
Okay, cool. I think I would be Flappy Bird.
Yeah.
Oh,
know?
of course you would say Flappy Bird.
Because you never know when I'm going to just take off.
And you're always just right on the verge.
I'm always right on the verge of destruction. Yeah.
Does it have to be a game?
No.
Can be any app? Because I was going to say Kick Messenger.
Oh my gosh, Kick. Wow.
I'm like still barely relevant. Like the only people that still use me are like people who are trying to get sugar daddies and
Feet pics.
yeah.
Chase?
I suppose y'all would pick for me Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Did you ever actually play the game?
Actually, I did. I got obsessed with it for a while, and but now I guess I would be more towards the Food Network app.
Right.
Right.
Follow Dad Does Dinner on Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook,
YouTube.
Wait,
as
Chase,
well.
you should make a TikTok.
Oh my God, you would get so
Oh.
big on TikTok.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
And
absolutely would.
You because so Gordon Ramsay has a TikTok and he does this thing where he like reacts to people's cooking on TikTok. And I can only imagine how that would go for you.
I think you would genuinely do very well there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyways, this is the Chase Waits.
Chase Waits.
He is one of our teachers at school, and he is a
Why'd you say it like
He's a
that?
professor at a college. No, teacher at school.
I am so unimportant.
So Chase, what do you do here? What classes do you teach? That sort of thing.
Now or normally?
Let's start with normal.
I guess it's basically the same, but mostly I teach acting 1. I also teach voice for the theater. Occasionally theater appreciation, lots of online film appreciation, and I direct plays.
Yeah, I was in his online film appreciation, and I got a text like a month into class that was like, "Hey, can you please do some work? Please."
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
I
It
was
checks out.
one time I signed up for one of Chase's classes, but it was online and it was like a drama appreciation or something. And then the first day of class, I found out it's not actually Chase teaching the class. So
I've never been
Yeah.
in one of Chase's
Who
classes.
was it?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Did you take
It was
like
an adjunct.
But I actually teach my online classes. I don't want you to be putting that perception out there.
No.
So.
He's a great teacher. I've been in several of his classes.
He's all right. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
He's awesome. We love Chase. He's great. Okay, so you talked about what you do normally. What's kind of the deal now?
Well, like I said, I guess I'm still basically doing the same thing, teaching the same classes. It's just, it's given the circumstances of the world we live in today, just everything is so different. And, I guess I'm an old white guy set in my ways and, having to adapt to all this newfangled virtual learning and just wrapping my head around it. And, I hate wearing a mask, but we got to do it. And wearing masks, we had the first day of acting class on Tuesday, and I was wearing, of course, my Dad Does Dinner mask. and it's a little smaller. It's great for wearing to the grocery store or whatever for, 20, 30 minutes at a time. But to do vocal warm-ups the first time I took in a big breath, the whole thing went in my mouth and I almost choked. So there's that. Now we do have on order masks for the whole drama department that are clear masks. They sit off your face a little bit. They're not supposed to fog up.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I didn't even know that was a
That
thing.
is super cool.
It is, and they look to be pretty decent. But that's one of the things with like the new normal around here because. Normally September 1st, Emmy and I were able to purchase all our own supplies, how we need them, when we need them and stuff like that. Well, now there's only one person on each campus that can purchase supplies, and everything that you have to purchase requires a purchase form and approval. And, they're just being really careful with how money's being spent because of all the extra money that's being spent on PPE and stuff like that. And so, that's just totally new to our processes. And everything takes longer. So we're still waiting on those masks. I can't wait till they get here.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
So what about, because you're also the director, like the head of the department for theater, what is going to be different about this the semester's shows and like what you're taking the direction of the department than?
First, let me clarify. I'm no longer department chair. Now, Meade McLean is chair, and Emmy is actually the lead faculty of the drama department.
Oh, okay.
So I am simply a drama professor. I have been here for a number of years, certainly, and Emmy and I pretty much make decisions together for the department for everything that we do. So given that, what was the question?
So what's the difference between this semester and other semesters having to do with like the performances and shows and everything?
So, thank God for Emmy in this aspect, because when we kind of had to switch from doing onstage performances to virtual performances, she came up with the idea, like these podcasts, and maybe we can do the 24-hour plays, and then the open mic event, the master classes, things like that. All these, like I guess we're calling them all these like little hits throughout the semester that can be done fairly easily, fairly virtually. So, that shifted our thinking. And, this whole time, y'all know me, and I've got as angry and mean as I look all the time, I do have a sentimental side. And, for those of you who hadn't seen Dad Does Dinner videos, I have tens of subscribers, so there's not too many of y'all left that haven't seen them. I'm always talking about doing something good, finding gratitude in the world, and if you ever get inside yourself, you got to reach out and help somebody. And so kind of given that, and given the parameters of the year, knowing that we needed to come up with something that could be done, live and recorded or live streamed, or if we got shut down again, something that we could do via Zoom, I started thinking kind of along the lines of a musical review. And I thought, what better than to pull in songs from musicals about hope, and it could be about general hope about a situation or about, specific given situation. So I've been kind of pulling songs, and I plan to, ask the cast, once I get the full list of participants, it's Songs of Hope, a musical review. What do you want to sing? What do you want to bring to this? So right now I've got a bunch of group numbers, and those really need to be pared down, and I need to add a few more solos, especially, God forbid, that school shuts down and we go back to Zoom, then it's going to need to be a lot more solos, because y'all probably know this better than I do, but doing those group songs, that is so much technical work.
Yeah.
Because basically everybody has to sing a solo, and then somebody has to put it all together.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's where we are. And the idea kind of sprung to me. I listen to Next to Normal a lot. I'm a little obsessed with that musical, and that song Light. I was listening to that one day, and surprise, I got teary eyed and was just like, And this was kind of, I don't know, when we were, at the height of the pandemic, but we'd been in it long enough that it was just really emotional, kind of every time you turn on the news, every time you went somewhere, and I was just kind of hitting a wall, and then I heard that song, and it filled me with inspiration and hope, and I thought, how cool would it be to do a musical review with songs like this? And so quickly followed in my brain was Seasons of Love from Rent, and so I want to open with Seasons of Love, I want to close with with Light, and then sprinkle it in throughout with other different songs. So kind of does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah,
I started rambling there. So.
Yeah, and that's going to be live streamed, right?
That's the plan. Now, everything, I'm so tired of the words fluid and flexible, that everything is fluid and flexible. At the very least, it will be recorded and then broadcast. We are hoping to either live stream it via the Lone Star website. I know that we can do it via Facebook Live. It's just, will we have a better camera than a phone to do that with?
Right.
Is kind of the issue. So there's lots of logistical things to figure out. But one way or another, it'll be put out there on the interwebs.
Awesome. Yeah. So be on the lookout on the Facebook page, Lone Star College Montgomery Visual and Performing Arts, as well as the Instagram, LSC-M
Arts.
Is it just arts?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
For information about that, because I think that'll be a really cool little thing that we get to do.
Yeah, November, right? If it's live streamed, it'll be November 13th and 14th. We'll do two live performances of it. If it's recorded, then we'll shoot for, somewhere in mid-November to get it broadcast.
Awesome.
Nice. All right.
And I really want all three of you to be involved.
I'll check my schedule.
A little choreography would be nice if anybody has, that in their toolkit.
I think Lindsay, you would be a really good choreographer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good
absolutely.
singing.
Sure.
So yeah, and the cool thing is for our new students, if you're new to the department or if you just know of our department, this is open to anyone who wants to participate. And Chase waits, chase@lonestar.edu. If you're listening, just shoot me an email sometime in the next week and say, hey, I'm a student and I'd like to participate, and we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, I will say it is good if you are listening and if you're thinking about doing it. I would recommend just do it, because I was a person who had nothing to do with theater, and I just showed up one day and started, and now,
It's our whole last
it's
major.
my whole life.
Now
Yeah.
you're a superstar.
Yeah, something like that. Got
Also,
my own podcast.
have happened to meet some of my lifelong friends in this theater
Yeah.
department. So
Aw. All right.
Not you
gross. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chase.
yeah,
It
thank you,
was a
Chase.
pleasure having
I'm
you here.
so happy to see y'all. I'm so happy we're doing something, even though it's not what we expected. And, it's just great to be back. I just sent Emmy a text that if y'all don't hear from me for several days in a row, it's because I died in my office and nobody found me.
Oh,
I mean, there is nobody back there but me. So
Jeez.
we'll be sure to check back
Yeah,
after
we'll
we're done
check in.
recording.
Yeah, for
excellent.
sure.
Excellent. I love you guys. It's great to see
It
you.
was great.
We love
to
you,
see
Chase.
Love you, Chase.
Love you.
So we talked about back to school and college life from a professor's perspective, but from our perspective, what are y'all's thoughts? What are y'all thinking?
I'm thinking many thoughts, head full.
My head is empty because I'm not taking any classes right now.
Yeah, I think it's so weird because, I'm in hybrid classes, so I'm on campus sometimes, but most of my stuff is online. It's a lot harder for me, especially with someone with severe ADHD, to be able to focus and do my online classes, because there's just it's so hard to sit down and focus and basically teach everything myself. And I feel like I've been seeing a lot of people getting really frustrated with online college, especially online. And it is because I'm paying money to come and teach myself something,
Yeah, exactly.
And it's hard because I know it's not the professor's fault or anything. We're all adjusting to this, but if you're looking for someone to blame, usually you're going to blame your professor.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
When-
causes a lot of animosity towards them.
It does.
Which is undirected because it's not their fault because they have to go with these standards.
Exactly.
But I don't know. It's
just, I think
Exactly.
people are angry at the situation and there's no real scapegoat, I don't
Right.
know. Leave your professors alone. They're doing their best.
They're literally just
trying.
doing the best. Yeah.
It's extremely hard for everyone, but every professor that I've had so far, they've all been super accommodating and just they're like, hey, listen, I'm going to do as much as I can, and so it's been good. In-person classes are so weird. We have to go through a checkpoint every time we come to school, masks on all the time. And it's everything's socially distanced and everything. It's just such a different experience than when I started college than where I am now.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder because we have friends now that are going off to university for the very first time, and I wonder what's it like for them in this weird socially distanced world, having to go back through and make new friends and
Right.
figure all that stuff out.
That was one of the hardest things for me too, because starting my new classes, I love meeting new people and making friends and talking to them, but it was just so awkward in the in-person classes because no one was talking. There was no chance to, because you're all wearing masks and you're all socially distanced, and it's just uncomfortable, and I do want to get to know the people in my classes, but I don't even know where to start,
Yeah,
you know?
it
And I
feels-
can't imagine what it's like to be a first year in college.
Yeah, because you
absolutely.
even without your friends like in classes, you have your friends like at home, and you have like all the people that you already know. But like having to meet someone and make a whole new support system of friends is just like, ooh, I could not imagine.
I know I've made a few new online friends throughout this thing, and one of them, she was telling me about how she did just move like a few states away for college, and they're not doing anything on campus. And she said it's honestly like been really depressing, like having to sit inside and just not really be able to meet people. And she said it's been really hard, and I could not even imagine. Like it's yeah.
And that's
I couldn't
the
do it.
That's the biggest reason that I didn't go to a 4-year this semester, because I was
Yeah.
planning to, but I was like, it's going to be online anyways. Might as well stay with the people that I know.
That you know, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And you know what? It didn't have to be like this if America would have taken more measures to
Yeah.
solve this problem when it first appeared.
Right. And now like
But we'll get into that next episode.
Yeah.
well, now like you see too, like we're not really hearing about it a lot on the news much anymore, but you see like there are still like on college campuses like spikes in cases. I know that like for SFA, like you can look online and see the number of confirmed cases, and I think they're at like 108 right now.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like, yeah, it's just, it wasn't a good idea to have everybody come back. It really wasn't. As much as we all wanted to try and get back to some little bit of normalcy, like just now's just not the time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is our I walked 5 miles uphill both ways in the snow moment. I ever have a child that's like, can I go to this party? And I say no. I'm going to be like, excuse me, I didn't go outside for 6 fucking months. You don't need to go outside tonight. Go to your room.
I think about that actually like every day, like what history books are going to be like when
they're
they
gonna
talk about
say.
this period.
Do you
like,
ever like think about the fact that like in maybe 20, 30 years, whatever, your grandkid or your kid's going to come up to you and be like, hey, I have a school project that I need to like interview someone who like lived through 2020.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to have to talk about how you just like went to work and like you
my
didn't do
God.
anything
do
like
anything,
crazy.
Yeah.
You just went to work and got yelled at by people that didn't want to wear masks the whole time.
Exactly. It's
literally.
like that was my 2020. Look at Michael. He's over there like shaking his head. No, honestly. I think about that because I'm like, what am I going to say? I didn't like do that much interesting stuff.
I didn't do anything, and that was the whole point.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
it's weird. It's like it kind of changes how you interact with your friends. Like the very beginning of the pandemic was like Karina's birthday, and I remember that was kind of like the last.
Yeah, because
like,
that was in March, like right before everything shut down.
that was right before everything shut down. So we still had like a birthday party for her, and it was like kind of the last time I saw most of my friends
Yeah,
from
Right.
like
me too.
school. And then my birthday hit April 8th, which is like right after things started, like a week after everything.
Yeah,
closed
that was
down.
when everything closed down.
Everything closed down, and like it was height of like quarantine, social distancing. Like there was nowhere to go, nothing to do, and all my friends are very responsible, and we were not meeting up for it because like you shouldn't.
Right.
We met up on Club Penguin.
We did. We had a Club Penguin
We
birthday
sure
party.
did.
We vibed in my igloo. We made a couple friends.
We got some puffles.
We did. We made a lot of
Yeah.
like friends with just like random.
Just
It's
random-
so funny that everyone on Club Penguin is like in their 20s.
Yeah.
now.
Oh my gosh. And you can tell they're all like
Yes.
old Gen Z, and it's the absolute best.
Hey, I just had a thought. What if we like check Twitter, see what's trending?
Oh,
You know
what a
what?
good
That's a
segue.
good idea.
That's
Yeah.
not a thought I had. That's a segment that we're doing. All right.
We're calling it Send Tweet. I'm saying it right now.
Well, I just got one from CNN. It says dozens of Amazon Basics products flagged as fire hazards.
Oh.
So that's cool.
Do you want to guess what those
It
products
says-
are?
At least 1,500 reviews have been written about more than 70 items exploding, catching on fire, smoking, melting, causing electrical malfunctions, or otherwise posing safety risks.
Let's play a game. Let's guess what some of those items are.
I don't. There's none. They don't say.
It
what
doesn't
they
matter.
are.
Just guess. I think one of them's a toaster for sure.
I don't know why, but one of the things like immediately
sorry.
popped into my head was like baby dolls. Like
That's so disturbing. Imagine you're just holding a baby doll and it catches on fire. It's like the Incredibles.
It starts like from the eyes, like it opens
Yeah.
its eyes
Oh my
and then
God.
it's like lights up. It's like a little spark.
I'm sorry, but this
Yeah.
is the funniest thing ever. The first image that I see is just like a burnt plastic chair. It's completely on, like, how does that even happen? Yeah, most of it's like surge protect. Oh, there's a microwave. So you were kind of close.
I bet you there's gonna be a toaster. I bet a Google Nest Mini is on there. I don't trust those things.
I don't trust
Google Nest
anything
Mini.
that
I
can
have
listen
one.
to me in my house.
You know, YouTube Premium. I have YouTube Premium, and it was like, we're gifting 50 Google Nest Minis to some of our subscribers. And dumbass me was like, yeah, okay, let's see. Because I just like to.
You thought they were just like lying?
Yeah, well, I thought it was like.
Are you really giving these away?
I thought it was like whenever you click on like Facebook clickbait and they're like, we're giving away 1,000 free iPhones. You know,
YouTube don't play like
sort of
that.
thing. I guess not. Because,
And you don't trust like that.
Well, I like.
Heart been
to-
broke too many times.
No, I didn't trust it, but I also am a button pusher. I like to push the big red button.
Right, cookie clicker, yeah.
Cookie clicker. And so I put in like my address and everything. And they sent me a Google Nest Mini, but I haven't opened it because it feels like spy equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like
Especially, I'm sorry, but the fact that they sent it to you for free.
It was free. It was
well,
completely
wasn't
free.
Spotify was doing something like that for a long time too, where
I
they
do
were just
remember
like
that.
sending people like a bunch of these free. I wonder if it's because like nobody's buying them.
You know,
They're like,
probably.
we have all of these Google Nest Minis. We just gotta get rid of them
They're like,
somehow.
we couldn't make them like Alexa. Now we just gotta give them away.
Well, people are always like, at my Alexa. First of all, people will come over to my house and be mean to my Alexa, and I'm like, please don't talk to her that way. She's doing her best. And if she is
I
spy
bully
equipment,
Alexa.
I really don't care because the spies are just gonna have to sit and listen to me watching fucking anime and listening to a bunch of Britney Spears songs on loop. So
And when I'm over, it's Sweet Caroline.
yeah.
Wait, you
Da,
know what's
da,
actually, that's
da.
such a good point though. That's so funny. Like the difference between our generation and older generations when it comes to like the thought of being like watched or like the companies are like selling our information. Like we just don't care.
I don't
Do
give
it.
a
Watch me.
shit.
I need attention.
That's like kind of a thing.
Listen. Oh my God, you're watching me?
Oh my god.
God.
You're watching
You
me?
think
Are
I'm
we about to
special?
kiss?
It's like what?
Me and my FBI agent. Are we gonna kiss?
No, I genuinely just like, I know it's so bad, but I so genuinely just don't care. I'm not interesting. I don't do anything interesting. I mean, my webcam is covered for when I'm like changing in my bedroom,
Yeah.
but like that's about it. Dude, if my dad listened to this part of the podcast, he'd be like, the government's watching you and you need to be careful about it.
Well,
Let them.
I mean, he is right, but
Right.
I know.
we just don't care.
Yeah.
You know what else is trending right now is the fires in California.
Love that.
That is so crazy. Have
whole
you seen
gender
any-
reveal party.
The pictures.
Yes.
Of it? Yeah.
So, like, I'm sure most people have heard about this, but there was like a gender reveal party. I don't know what actually started the fire. Do you guys know?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't.
Because they decided to do a gender reveal, and somehow it started like this massive wildfire to the point like where the skies in California right now are like orange and red.
yeah.
And all my family lives in California, so they're like talking about it like it's crazy. I saw a video of this guy getting into his car, and there was just like ash. It's crazy, but those pictures are insane. Like,
Do we know what kind of charges those people are getting?
Hopefully, a lot.
My family also lives in California, so I've been seeing like stuff about it too, and it's just like
It's insane.
insane.
I know it's not necessarily high up on the trending anymore, but Mob Psycho.
Oh my goodness. That is the funniest thing that's happened on Twitter in a long
guys,
time.
before we move on to Mob Psycho, can I read this quote from this article?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
This is a quote from a blogger. Her name is Jenna Carvanidis.
All right.
That is the
Okay,
wrong
you
name.
did your best.
It says, "Stop having these stupid parties. For the love of God, stop burning things down to tell everyone about your kid's penis. No one cares but you." End quote.
Honestly.
She's right.
She is.
But, okay, back to Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
So, there was a tweet by one Eric Trump.
There were. I'm gonna bring it up right now
Yes, please do.
if I can load it. I
So-
never retweeted it. So he's got like Yahoo, Bing, but just a bunch of different search engines, and it shows you that when you type the word mob into all of these different search engines, you get like actual like mobs of people, like groups of people. Whereas if you go to Google and you type in mob, you get
the main character from an anime.
Shigeo Kageyama from Mob Psycho.
Wait, his name ain't just Mob?
Well, that's what they
his
call
nickname.
him, but yeah, his name is Shigeo. So Eric Trump posts this screenshot on Twitter and says, Google is once again trying to manipulate Americans. Type mob or mobs into Google and watch what comes up. Do the same on any other search engine. Hashtag nothing to see here. And as somebody who is a big fan of the anime Mob Psycho 100, I lost my absolute mind.
God. I lost my mind because that's the show that I'm like currently watching and working through. So just to see that like Eric Trump tweeted about it and like everyone like went insane.
We're
Oh
all
my
just
gosh.
like, wait, so he's just not a Mob Psycho fan? Like, it's the funniest thing in the world. Like, the memes are so good. The
Yes.
fact that like mob has become like an anti-fascist symbol.
Just like how Manny did, like, you know,
Oh my
the Manny will not be
Yeah.
televised. Go sign a petition.
the mob will not be televised.
Mob will not be televised.
It's so funny.
To
It's
think that one tweet could like set this off. Like,
literally
it's
like we're
so
gonna
funny.
start a mob cult.
Yeah,
like, it-
100%. There's already a mob cult in the show. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's gonna be us. We're gonna
Yeah.
start it. I can't remember what do they call it? Do you know? It's like the bullhead.
remember.
Anyway.
The bullhead?
It's like it's something. It's so funny, and yeah, I can't wait to actually be part of the mob cult. But anyway,
Yeah, it's gonna be very exciting.
right.
So, trigger warning, I'm about to talk about Suicide Prevention Day. So, another thing that's trending on Twitter is World Suicide Prevention Day, which is, I think, very important to talk about, especially in times like these, with everything that's kind of going on. And especially after the death of, like, a celebrity,
Yeah.
these things tend to spike.
And also, like, check in on your friends. And I know everyone says that, but when I mean, like, check in, I mean, if you ask someone, like, hey, how are you doing? And they say, okay, and they're obviously, like, not okay, don't take that answer. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because no one's ever going to, like, be super upfront about something that, you know, is that big. So just definitely make sure that you're, like, you know, taking
Especially
care of
most
each other.
people who are actually feeling that way, because they're always going to assume that they're a burden. So like,
Exactly.
always do your best to like assure them, like, hey, you're feeling this way. Like, I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. Like,
We should also give the number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. It's 1-800-273-8255.
aren't there specific hotlines for that as well for trans communities and LGBTQ plus communities
Is there?
as a whole?
Let's-
I believe
Yeah,
there
yes,
is.
there is.
Let us see. So there is give me a second. I haven't had a coffee. I feel
Don't talk to me before I've had my coffee.
stop. Don't talk to me like a millennial. Anyways, so the Trevor Lifeline is a suicide helpline specifically for LGBTQ communities. So that number is going to be 1-866-488-7386. Let's see. Is there anything else trending that's interesting? I have like one more.
Do you know what should be trending right now, in my opinion?
What?
Registering to vote.
I
Actually,
think
funny you
that's a
should
very-
say that because that actually is trending.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't even see it.
It's on like a different tab.
Oh.
But yes, that is very important, especially for this year because polling places are going to be crazy with regulations. I was actually talking to someone I know, like my dad's friend is a volunteer for polling places. He was telling me that even for the volunteers, they have to go through 3 weeks of training this year, which is like crazy compared to like the 3 hours that they had before. So everything's going to be running on a very tight ship. I've heard some things about like mail-in ballots too, that you have to do them super early and all that
Yes,
stuff.
please, if
so-
you're doing mail-in ballots, like really send those in super early, because we know like with all the stuff going on right now, things aren't being mailed as quickly. The USPS is really
Struggling.
like they're overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff going on. So like if you're doing mail-in ballots, like send them in early, like do them ASAP, because you don't really have very much flexibility when it comes to sending those in.
Yeah. And buy stamps.
Buy stamps.
Support the
Speaking
USPS.
of the USPS,
Yes.
If you see a USPS truck in your neighborhood, give them a little honk. Tell them they're doing a good job.
don't like honk at them.
Yeah.
But
Roll your
wave.
window down and give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And keep going.
Socially distanced, of course.
yes, correct.
Get out of your car, go straight up to them, and give them a sweet little tender kiss on the cheek.
Anyway,
Don't actually do that.
but back to registering to vote. We are going to give you some resources as far as registering to vote, but as for right now, we know that, like, especially with our generation, like, you see it a lot on Twitter and on Facebook and social media and stuff, and we're all we sound like broken records when we're saying, hey guys, please go out and register to vote. But like, really, please register to vote. Like, it's so important. And like, if you don't register to vote, if you don't go out and vote, then I don't want to hear you complaining about anything having to do with how the government of this country is being run, because you didn't do anything to.
Yes, but if you do register to vote and your party still does not win, then you can complain.
Then you are
Right.
allowed
You
to
can
complain.
because you did your part.
But if you don't vote, you're never allowed to complain about politics.
If you
Right.
don't vote, just don't speak to me.
yeah.
I don't trust somebody that doesn't vote in the first place. So
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
No.
No apolitical people in
No.
this household.
Yeah, so
But yeah, I think you can check your status to see if you are good to go on vote.gov. And you can also like update all your stuff, like if you moved or anything, if you need to go get that stuff done.
yeah. Unfortunately, in Texas, you can't register to vote online. You have to do it
Oh,
in
I did
person.
not know that.
But is it a thing in California that you can do it online?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's not here.
I think I did it through the school.
Yeah, you also
before.
can't vote online in Texas.
Wow.
Or like basically anything. But to register, you must be a citizen of the United States, be a resident in the county in which the application is made. And also, a fun fact I learned in high school that I did not know. You can be 17 years old in 10 months to register to vote.
Interesting.
You have to be 18 to actually vote, but if you're 17 years old and 11 months right now,
Oh, because you have to be
Go
18
register.
in November.
Yes.
yeah, you have to be
Yeah.
18 by election day.
Yeah.
So young people, get out there and vote. This is for my older Gen Zs, young millennials.
Really, especially the fact that literally, like, for a big majority of us, this is going to be the first time that we are old enough to vote in a presidential election. I know, like, for me, I've just barely missed it the last
Same.
election.
This is a big one. This is
Yeah.
important.
This is extremely important. And if you feel strongly about anything that's going on right now, as far as political climate goes, as far as human rights goes, please get out there and vote. Like, it is your civic duty as an American citizen. Just please go out and do it. If you want to see some changes happen in the country, if you want to see specific things happening in the country, then go out and vote. It's as simple as that.
Also, even like not during a presidential election, remember to
Right.
vote during those smaller elections too, because those are the people that are like fighting for you,
Right.
specifically like in your town or your city and in your state. That's important too. So
Yeah,
keep that in mind.
for sure.
Yeah. I have one more question for y'all.
Okay.
If you were any piece of audio recording equipment, what would you be?
I think I'd be headphones.
You think it'd be headphones?
Yeah.
I think I'd be like,
Just nice and smug right on your head.
yeah. I think I'd be a microphone that like a really hot microphone, not like hot like
No, I
Yeah, like a
understand.
really sexy microphone.
Yeah, like a
really
s-
sexy.
super spicy microphone.
What would a No, I think it'd be like a really hot microphone because it's just like a little bit grating, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Alright.
would be the editing software.
Cute. What kind of Audacity?
Yeah, you know I'm free, baby.
What about you, Michael?
Definitely headphones.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Michael's headphones.
For the same reason as me, or a different reason?
Because every time you see me, I'm wearing my Beats.
Michael, you're not a mic?
Uh-huh.
Hey. I guess that's it for today.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just remember, guys, wear the damn mask. Drink some water, wash your hands,
Remember?
and register to vote.
The mask goes over your nose.
Over your nose.
Over your nose.
And doesn't leave that place until you're
No,
finished.
Leave it there.
Until you're alone, basically.
Until you're alone. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Bye.